Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. The public talk encompassing previous President Barack Obama accepts an uncommon contort collectively of people who guarantee to be his ex-workers step forward to uncover what they state are his secret gay mysteries. The disclosures delivered by these indicated previous representatives have set off a tempest of hypothesis testing further into the complexities of the two zone. What's more, political life in a progression of meetings and composed explanations. These people charge that they had private information on Obama's own undertakings during his time in office, and their records portray a side of Obama that they guarantee has been kept stowed away from the public eye, while the credibility of their cases is yet to be checked. Their affirmations certainly stand out from media sources, online entertainment stages, and the more extensive public as per these self-broadcast ex-representatives. Their encounters working intimately with Obama furnished them with bits of knowledge about his confidential life that veered from the public persona he introduced. They depict seeing collaborations, connections, and ways of behaving that persuaded them to think he was covering his sexual direction. They highlighted minutes when he displayed what they saw as ways of behaving regularly connected with gay people. The inspirations driving these disclosures fluctuate. A few ex-representatives guarantee they were enlivened by a feeling of obligation to uncover what they accepted to be covered-up bits of insight about a well-known person. Others have recommended that their disclosures are politically roused, pointing to discolor Obama's heritage and affecting his allies' impression of him. The cynics of these cases contend that the timing and absence of substantial proof cast uncertainty on their validity. Because of these claims, specialists have said something regarding the moral ramifications of uncovering individual data about well-known people, and they stress the significance of confirming the believability of sources and the unwavering quality of their cases prior to giving assurance to such. Revelations protection promoters are likewise alert against taking part in what they view as obtrusive conversations that dig into people's private lives without their assent. The more extensive the public's response to these claims has been different. Allies of Obama's heritage have voiced doubt, scrutinizing the thought processes of the supposed ex-workers and communicating their conviction that individual matters ought to stay private except if readily uncovered. Others have taken a more inquisitive position, encouraging caution against rashly tolerating or excusing the cases before obvious proof is introduced in light of the new charges presented by a gathering of self-declared ex-workers. Previous President Barack Obama has given areas of strength for an unfaltering refusal of their cases. Through true explanations and media interviews, Obama has tried to address what is going on head-on and set out to settle the developing hypothesis encompassing his own life in a question-and-answer session. Obama solidly expressed that the charges made by these people are unmerited and without legitimacy. I completely deny the cases they've introduced. My own life has forever been simply private. I have worked energetically to serve this nation, and lamentably, some would endeavor to take advantage of my past for their own plans. Obama stressed the significance of zeroing in on meaningful issues and strategy conversations, as opposed to digging into unconfirmed and sensationalized claims. He encouraged the media and the general population to focus on decisive reasoning and mindful revelation, attesting that such charges have no bearing on valuable exchange, all through his reactions. Obama repeated his obligation to security and the rule that individual matters ought to stay simply that individual. He tended to consider the more extensive ramifications of making unconfirmed cases about well-known people, taking note of the fact that such activities subvert the believability of news coverage as well as the ability to dissolve trust, openly talk notwithstanding his authority articulations. Obama's lawful delegates have given orders to shut everything down to news sources that have spread the claims without appropriate checks. His legitimate group stresses that the charges are misleading as well as possibly harming his standing and heritage. Anyway, pundits of Obama have kept up with their distrust, referring to the planning of his reaction and his set of experiences of political moving. They keep on addressing whether his disavowal is an endeavor to safeguard his picture and notoriety, particularly given the possible effect of such claims on his heritage as the public cycles. Obama's reaction. The circumstances highlight the difficulties of exploring public talk in a time of deception and emotionalism. It fills in as an update on dependable reporting. Furthermore, conscious talk is pivotal to maintaining the honesty of public talk and keeping up with the trust of the crowd. The response of Barack Obama's fans and allies to the new charges and his resulting forswearing has been blended, mirroring the different scopes of points of view held by his supporters. The circumstances have set off a range of feelings, from relentless faithfulness to mindful suspicion and features. The intricacies of exploring delicate subjects, including well-known people, a considerable number of Obama's dependable allies have revitalized behind him, immovably remaining by his forswearing of the charges. They view the cases made by self-declared ex-representatives as ridiculous and politically spurred endeavors to discolor his heritage. These allies stress their confidence in his trustworthiness and his responsibility to the public, featuring his achievements and strategy drives during his time in office via virtual entertainment stages. Hashtags, for example, #IStandWithObama and #TrustReality have arisen as fans express their fortitude. They value Obama's direct reaction to the circumstances and commend his commitment to zeroing in on considerable issues as opposed to sensationalized claims for these people. The charges have not shaken their confidence in his personality or the effect he has had on the country among Obama's allies. There are people who approach what is going on with a more mindful position while they regard their forswearing. They recognize the significance of basically assessing all cases, no matter what their source. These people empower open exchange and mindful news coverage while staying focused on their qualities and strategic accomplishment. They accept that examining delicate claims about well-known individuals is a difficult undertaking that ought to be drawn nearer with care and judiciousness. Subsequently, they advocate for shunning and rushing to make judgment calls and urge others to anticipate undeniable proof prior to framing. Suppositions. A portion of Obama's fault-finders have jumped all over the claims as a valuable chance to raise some questions about his validity and heritage. They contend that his disavowal is not out of the ordinary and view it as a determined move to keep up with his picture. These pundits underscore the requirement for exhaustive examinations and the significance of considering well-known individuals responsible, no matter what their political connection. Anyway, these pundits address a more modest piece of the general reaction, as most conversations have been overwhelmed by his allies and the people who participate in nuanced discussions about the circumstances in synopsis. The response of Obama's fans and allies to the new claims and his forswearing is an impression of their different perspectives and the intricacy of public talk, while steadfast allies stand immovably close as others approach what is going on with alert support for dependable news coverage and basic assessment. The circumstance fills in as an update that exploring conversations, including people of note, requires a cautious harmony between trust, doubt, and the quest for evident data. As we explore the unpredictable scene of public talk, encompassing the new claims and Barack Obama's reaction, it becomes clear that conversations about people's individual lives are loaded down with subtlety and intricacy. We've dove into the responses of allies. Cynics and pundits are the same, seeing a range of perspectives that feature the complex embroidery of general assessment. Assuming this investigation has provoked your curiosity and incited you to consider the multi-layered nature of these discussions, subscribe Apple World for more videos.